I've been associated with MediaXcel for a couple of years now in an advisory capacity. I came to know about the company through contact with Thanasis, and he started to describe to me what the company did, and I found it extremely interesting from several standpoints. First of all, I happen to have a background in video transcoding. It's an area that I did a lot of work in when I was at IBM Research over 10 years ago. And as is typical in these technology areas, things that were important once suddenly become more important later on. The reason that I'm in particular bullish about MediaXcel is the following. If you think about IP networking, when it first emerged, it was really designed to carry data, and in particular new applications like email emerged, file transfers, and then little by little we had the emergence of the web and the browser. But it was primarily data content. Then over the last, say, 5 or 6 years, we've seen a real rise in audio traffic. And so the voice over IP market has come on extremely strong. But now the third frontier is really video. And if you think of a few factors that are fueling this market, such as the proliferation of very low-cost, high-quality video cameras. I just recently purchased one myself and was amazed at the quality of the video. It's affordable, it's high quality, and everybody can have it. If you think of very specific examples like CNN or some of our higher quality newscasts, it's more and more frequent that they have a video clip incorporated that comes from just a bystander that happened to have been in the right place at the right time when some event occurred and videotaped it. They upload that content, and it's good enough and important enough to be included in a worldwide news broadcast. Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. If you look at just about every website today, more and more of them contain video content. If you look at the proliferation of devices that can render that content, it's the other side of the equation. Certainly in some cases you want a high quality HDTV type of video format, but in many cases you're in a mobile device and you have a small screen and you want a different version of that same content. That's really where the transcoding function comes into play, which is what MediaXcel does. When it comes to video, the three things, the way I view it, that are most important is number one, video quality. That typically trumps any other factor in a user decision. You want the best possible quality at whatever format you're interested in viewing that content. The second is flexibility. As I mentioned, it's impossible for us to always be able to render the content that we want to see on the same device at the same resolution. We're going to be using different types of devices. And the final one is scalability. With the amount of new video content that's going to emerge here, and the volume of traffic that's going to run across the different networks, the ability to transcode that video in very high volume at very high quality is going to be extremely important. Well, MediaXcel offers all three of those factors. They're the top in the quality area, they're the top in the flexibility area, and they're the top in the scalability area. So it points to a very bright future. I'm extremely excited to be associated with the company, and I think that the future is very bright.
Hi, my name is Stuart Fry. I'm Vice President in Applications Development, and I'm responsible for the production and operations area. And as James mentioned, one of the key things for me as an applications person is being able to find good piece of software that can tie into our overall strategy. And MediaXcel has provided that for us. Because we see digital asset management and the whole being able to manage your digital assets as three key components. One is management of the asset, delivery of the asset, and transformation of the asset. And as far as transformation goes, MediaXcel has been an excellent partner with us, and I'm happy to be here talking about that product.
Help us understand a little bit about why you chose MediaXcel and the exploration process that led you to us.
Sure. So like, as I mentioned before, one of our key components is to find a partner. You know, as everyone knows, there's so many different types of ways you can transform an asset. And we have a large volume of assets at MTV Networks. As you know, MTV Networks represents many channels, including MTV, Comedy Central, Spike, Nickelodeon, VH1. And we're also looking for not just from our domestic US point of view, but how can we find a platform that can serve us globally? So by being able to find a platform that can handle large volume assets, being able to transcode these assets in a quick manner, will allow us to enable all the workflows that our business units demand. And we reached out to MediaXcel, to James, and to the rest of the MediaXcel team with a lot of these challenges. We have a big challenge ahead for Europe. How do we take our NTSC files and repurpose them and get them onto PAL without all the manual intervention that takes place now? As everybody knows, the same thing in the, how do we serve all of our online and our multi-platform companies? And if to serve all these strategies the business has, right now requires a lot of operational overhead, requires a lot of people. And what we partner with MediaXcel is how can we leverage their platform, bring it into our content management strategy, and automate as much as possible. As you know, there's so many different transcoding companies out there, and they all do a great job. We were trying to look at how can we leverage our investment so we can go to a single foundation, have it support all the multiple codecs that we need, and again, speed. Speed's real important. We have lots of assets. We need to get them through the boxes really quickly. And MediaXcel has given us many times real time on their codecs that they support and the codecs that we plan for in the future, which for our environment is really important.
Let's talk about the level of service delivery that we've been able to deliver to MTV with on-site support, listening to your specific needs and responding to them. Can you tell us how well we've handled that?
Sure. I mean, these guys have been great. I mean, just like any platform, there's been problems, and but MediaXcel has been excellent in when we've had problems, addressing those problems, and not only just solving those problems, helping us understand how can we take that problem and the solution to that problem and leveraging it for future gains. And you know, we have weekly calls with the MediaXcel team, which includes not just my applications department, includes our video engineers, even includes our infrastructure team, where we go over, you know, what are our roadblocks right currently and what our strategic initiatives are at MediaXcel. And their video engineers have been excellent, even lending aid and help to our own video engineers and being able to brainstorm about how can we support HD. I mean, as everybody knows, HD is going to be a big challenge that's facing everyone. It's here. How do we address it? How can we create an archive HD format that's not going to bring down the entire network, or you know, make us run out of storage really quickly? And MediaXcel video engineers have been partnering with our team to try to come up with some really unique solutions.
How well have we collaborated with you to listen to your specific needs and then design a solution for it, or deliver a solution for it?
Well, I can honestly say that you guys have never said no, and they've delivered on actually all their promises up to this date. So that's pretty good. I mean, you go to a lot of vendors, they always say, well, you know, what you guys need, I don't want to get specifics, we had a particular file format that we needed to support. And we went to a couple of other vendors, and they were like, well, if it's just for you, there's really no value for us as a company. But MediaXcel has been addressing our specific needs, and for a company our size, that's really important for us. Well, we're looking at a lot of platforms to standardize, and we see MediaXcel as one of our strategic partners, which is really important, especially on the transformation side. And having a partner like MediaXcel, especially from a global basis and from a standard basis, is really important to MTV Networks.
I'm Tris Baer. I'm the Vice President of Applications Development, serving the Programming, Production, Operations, and Broadcast groups in Team Networks. We had a previous experience with MediaXcel where they had produced some custom encoders for us, and they happened to mention that they had the Hera platform for a live broadcast, and I actually asked them about would file conversion file transcoding be a possibility, and they said absolutely. In fact, that's one of the things we like about MediaXcel is they have a hard time saying no. So we described our project and our needs, and they told us that in a pretty quick time they would be able to get us the 3200 series to our specifications that would be able to transcode to pretty much every format imaginable. at least our needs, and in a very quick time frame. And one of the things that we definitely liked about the platform was, on top of its flexibility and how dynamic it was, basically that it could do everything in one appliance, was the that it was so fast. And fast to us means that we can do a lot through this box, and that was really a major decision factor. It's the technology is most impressive, unparalleled. We haven't seen anything as fast as this box. So we then proceeded to make a fairly large investment in the MediaXL Hera 3200 series, and the rest is history. We are now doing a distribution for broadcast and our online groups, as well as producing low-res proxies through this platform.
Tris, would you be kind enough to describe your experience with MediaXL's support? So it's the relationship after the sale, and how we've been able to address certain needs that may have come up, and make sure that you're taken care of in the manner in which you expect.
Well, and of course, there's another yes for you. I would have to say that our support has been superb. That's one thing that I definitely like to say about MediaXL is one of the things when we first met them is right away we felt that we had met a friend, a bunch of people who basically spoke our language, understood everything the first time, and usually would develop, I would say all the time would develop, features on time, as well as being a real pleasure to work with. Hopefully everyone here will have some time to meet some of the people from MediaXL, because we actually rely on them for their expertise and experience regarding the various encodes that we've been doing.